also join us.
चलो अरे मालूम
आपने स्क्रीन शेयर करता है
Myself, Dr. Akshay Dixit, Principal at College of Physiotherapy. I'm going to start. First of all, I would like to wish a very good morning to Dr. Bhatranjan sir, Dr. Manish Arora sir, Dr. Narki Sarungan sir, Dr. Pura sir, Dr. Sarup Patel sir. Very good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Very good morning, sir. जैसे जान रहे हैं सर हम लोग से COVID-19 that our topic is role of yoga and physical therapy in prevention and management of COVID-19 patients. Our first speaker is Dr. Saurav Anand sir. Dr. Saurav Anand sir, I'm requesting to you to start the session, sir. Please.
Thank you very much, sir. Good morning to all of you. Myself, Dr. Principal of to start this session of webinar. As you all know, from last 2-3 months, it was most asked question: how coronavirus can affect us? The second question: can I also get infected?
Sir, आपकी आवाज.
Sorry. A very cheerful good morning to all of you. Myself, Dr. Saurav Anand, Vice Principal of Apex College of Physiotherapy. I welcome you all in the webinar. Today I have to start the session, and my topic is sources and transmission of COVID-19. As you all know, from the last 2 or 3 months, most asked question is how coronavirus can infect us, and can we get infected from coronavirus? Unfortunately, the answer is yes. If a person is not taking proper precautions and also not follow the guideline of government, then definitely anybody in the world can get infected with coronavirus. Because this virus having a great ability of transmission and a high rate of spread to person. Now, before discuss the topic, wasting time, I just come on the point, and I'm going to focus on the sources and transmission of coronavirus. First, I just want to discuss about the sources. I just want to clear you that humans are the only sources of virus, but the infected objects are also contaminated by infected persons can also be source of infection for some sort of time and duration. Transmission of COVID-19, mainly respiratory infections, are infected patient can be transmitted through droplets of different sizes. Droplet particles are more than 5 to 10 μm in diameter. Then they are referred to as the respiratory droplets.
सौरभ सर एक मिनट प्लीज होल्ड कर रुकिएगा. एक मिनट इंटरप्शन के लिए सॉरी सर. जितने भी पार्टिसिपेंट्स हैं अपने फोन के टैब के लेफ्ट साइड में नीचे एक म्यूट का बटन है, उसको दबाइए, अपने ऑडियो को म्यूट करिए. पीछे से बच्चों की आवाजें आ रही हैं, बर्तन की आवाज आ रही है, कुछ भी समझ में नहीं आ रहा. सर बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक पे बोल रहे हैं. काइंडली म्यूट योर ऑडियोज राइट नाउ, वरना आपको फिर रिमूव करना पड़ेगा. जो लोग ऑडियो म्यूट नहीं करेंगे उनको रिमूव करना पड़ेगा. नीचे बटन है ऑडियो रिमूव करिए, क्योंकि इसमें टाइम की लिमिटेशन है. थोड़ा सा प्लीज कंटिन्यू करिए. पीछे से मत बोलिए, ऑडियो म्यूट करवाइए सौरभ जी.
I request all the participants, please mute your audio. इससे हम अच्छे से डिस्कस कर पाएंगे टॉपिक को. प्लीज सारे लोग अपना ऑडियो म्यूट कर दें. लेफ्ट साइड में नीचे स्लॉट बना हुआ है अनम्यूट का, उसको प्रेस करें प्लीज। Now can I continue to Gaurav sir?
Yes, sir. Please, sir. Please.
Thank you sir.
बोलिए सर, बोलिए।
According to current evidence, COVID-19 virus is primarily transmitted between people through respiratory droplets and with the contact routes. In a research of 75,465 COVID-19 cases in China, here is a report that airborne transmission was not reported till date. It means जो कोरोना वायरस का इन्फेक्शन है वो एयर के थ्रू ट्रांसमिट नहीं होती है। ड्रॉपलेट ट्रांसमिशन अकर्स मेनली, जो ड्रॉपलेट अगर इन्फेक्शन होने के चांसेस होते हैं अकर्स मेनली व्हेन पर्सन इज इन क्लोज कांटेक्ट, आप इन्फेक्टेड पर्सन के क्लोज कांटेक्ट में होंगे विद इन 1 मीटर और विद समवन हु हैज रेस्पिरेटरी सिम्पटम्स, या ऐसे पेशेंट के जिससे ऑलरेडी रेस्पिरेटरी सिम्पटम्स प्रेजेंट है। अगर आप ऐसे पेशेंट से 1 मीटर की दूरी से कम पे रहते हैं तो आपको इन्फेक्टेड होने के चांसेस हैं। Example, when a patient is coughing or sneezing, then another person is at high risk of having infection. So mainly potentially infective with respiratory droplet can get from one person to another person. This is the main route of transmission from where any person, any healthy person get infected by coronavirus. There are also some evidence that COVID-19 infection may lead to intestinal infection. ऐसे भी कुछ हमारे पास एविडेंस पाए गए हैं पिछले 2-3 महीनों में कि COVID-19 से इन्फेक्टेड पेशेंट को इंटेस्टाइनल इन्फेक्शन होने भी हो जाते हैं। एंड तो इसका मतलब अगर इंटेस्टाइनल इन्फेक्शन डेवलप हो रहा है तो देयर शुड बी वायरस में बी प्रेजेंट इन स्टूल, but there have not been any reports of fecal oral transmission of COVID-19 virus till date. लेकिन इसके बावजूद अभी तक fecal oral transmission of COVID-19 virus till date तक नहीं पता चला है। Now COVID-19 virus is spread mainly by droplet produced as a result of coughing or sneezing of a COVID-19 infected person. This can happen in 2 ways. अब ये जो इन्फेक्शन ट्रांसमिट हुआ है ये 2 तरीके से हो सकता है। वन इज डायरेक्ट क्लोज कांटेक्ट एंड द सेकंड वन इज इनडायरेक्ट कांटेक्ट। डायरेक्ट कांटेक्ट क्लोज कांटेक्ट मींस व्हेन वी गेट इन्फेक्टेड डायरेक्टली बाय द पेशेंट ऑफ कोरोना वायरस, infected patient. Direct close contact means one person can get the infection by being in close contact with COVID-19 patient, especially if face and mask face mask is not present during coughing or sneezing of a patient. Now we discuss about the indirect contact. When any patient sneeze or cough, then droplets survive on any surface for many hours as well as for days. Therefore, touching any such infected surface and then touching one mouth, nose or conjunctiva, eyes, this virus can transmit to the different persons. We are learning more and more about this virus every day. In this case, infection of COVID-19 mainly present in upper respiratory tract infection, mainly in nose and throat, early in the course of the disease, within the 3 days from onset of symptoms. तो ट्रांसमिशन के जो मेन 2 तरीके होते हैं, पहला होता है कि अगर भी किसी कारण से हम इन्फेक्टेड पेशेंट के करीब पहुंचते हैं और इन्फेक्टेड पेशेंट के साथ हमारे कोई कांटेक्ट होते हैं तो उसके ड्रॉपलेट्स एक हेल्दी पर्सन को भी इन्फेक्टेड कर सकते हैं। ये डायरेक्ट कांटेक्ट हुआ। इनडायरेक्ट कांटेक्ट अगर आप इन्फेक्शन से होता है तो इसका मतलब होता है कि ऐसा पेशेंट जिसको ऑलरेडी कोरोना वायरस इन्फेक्शन हो चुका है, वो कहीं छींक रहा है, खांस रहा है या जिस सराउंडिंग्स में वो रह रहा है उसके आसपास के सरफेस पे कोरोना वायरस प्रेजेंट हो सकता है। जब एक हेल्दी पर्सन उस सरफेस के कांटेक्ट पे पहुंचता है तो कोरोना वायरस उसके अंदर भी पहुंच सकता है। इनडायरेक्ट कॉन्टेक्ट ऑफ सर्फेसेस में बहुत सारे सर्फेसेस हैं, मैं थोड़ा सा आपको उसके बारे में बता दूं। जैसे प्लास्टिक में जो अभी तक हमारे पास डाटा और रिसर्च हुए हैं, उसमें प्लास्टिक में नियर अबाउट 2 to 3 डेज तक प्रेजेंट हो सकता है। स्टील में 2 to 3 डेज तक अलाइव रह सकता है, कार्डबोर्ड में 24 आवर्स तक, कॉपर में 4 आवर्स तक, एल्यूमिनियम 8 आवर्स, ग्लास में अप टू 5 डेज कोरोना वायरस सर्वाइव कर सकता है। सिरेमिक्स इन मिनिमम 5 डेज। तो ये सारे सर्फेसेस हैं जहां पे कि अगर एक इन्फेक्टेड पर्सन कफ करता है, स्नीज करता है, ड्रॉपलेट वहां प्रेजेंट हो सकते हैं, तो देयर में भी प्रेजेंट ऑफ कोरोना वायरस। और जब एक हेल्दी पर्सन ऐसे सर्फेसेस के कांटेक्ट में आएगा तो ये उसके हेल्दी बॉडी में ट्रांसमिट करके उसको भी इन्फेक्टेड कर सकता है। One last question is, can COVID-19 disease spread through food? So current evidence on a coronavirus explains so that coronavirus appears to be stable at low and freezing temperature for a certain time of period. So we need a proper hygiene for food, and good food safety can maybe prevent transmission through food. तो मेनली जो ट्रांसमिशन है वो पर्सन टू पर्सन है। इन्फेक्टेड पर्सन से दूसरे पर्सन में होने के दो तरीके हैं, एक तो आप डायरेक्ट कांटेक्ट में आ जाए और दूसरा इनडायरेक्ट कांटेक्ट में। दोनों ही तरीके से ये ट्रांसमिट हो सकता है। We have also lots of another discussions remaining, so I request Dr. Akshay sir, please continue our webinar with our resource persons. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. अगर किसी स्टूडेंट को कोई डाउट हो, कोई क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहता है, तो अभी सर से 1 मिनट का टाइम दिया जा रहा है, या आप बाद में भी आप पूछ सकते हैं। क्वेश्चन पूछे नहीं विवेक, अभी रुक जाओ बेटा, बाद में पूछना, बाद में हाँ। Our next thank you so much, sir. Our next speaker is Dr. Swaroop Patel, Director, Apex College of Physiotherapy and Apex Group and Higher Medical Education, sir. Dr. Swaroop Patel, sir, I'm requesting, sir, please continue your session, sir. The topic is the role of physiotherapy for elderly population in COVID-19 patients.
Akshay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I think I will require another 10 minutes to deliver my lecture, so you can start with any other speaker if he is ready to. Because the signal is weak, I need to put it on Wi-Fi. So give me 10 minutes, I'll be ready.
Okay, sir. Our next speaker is Dr. Narkis Arumugan, sir. I think अभी सर हम लोगों को ज्वाइन नहीं कर पाए हैं, तो then I am requesting to Dr. Manish Arora, sir. Sir, can you continue your lecture, sir?
Sure. Can you hear me, Akshay?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful.
Most welcome.
Right. Thank you very much, Dr. Akshay, the entire team of the Apex College, for this interactive little session with all of you. It's good to feel the meeting people this way. I don't know, now we are all locked down, we are restricted in our reaching people, but this is one wonderful way of reaching out people and at least sharing some thoughts with them. So thank you very much. And first of all, I would request everybody to please put the speakers on the mute mode, because when I was listening to Dr. Saurabh, I could hardly hear some things because some people were talking behind. So I've got a little talk to do on the role of physiotherapy and yoga in this stressful COVID situation. And we'll put in the three different aspects. Rather, I think most of the people would prefer me talking in Hindi, so I'll do that way. There are three important aspects जिसके लिए हम COVID-19 में एक्सरसाइज और योगा के रोल को देखते हैं. पहला वो रोल है जो हमें लॉकडाउन के अंदर एक्सरसाइज और योगा को यूज करना है, क्योंकि हम स्पोर्ट्स फिजियोथेरेपिस्ट और स्पोर्ट्स में हमने ये चीज सीखी कि अगर हम लंबे समय तक 6 हफ्ते 8 हफ्ते तक अपनी मसल्स को यूज नहीं करते हैं तो वो जो है हल्का सा एट्रोफाइड होने लग जाती हैं. दिस इज कॉल्ड एज डी ट्रेनिंग. इवन हम चाहे 5 किलोमीटर दिन में चलते थे, लेकिन अगर हम बेड पे कन्फाइंड है तो हमारी मसल्स धीरे धीरे एट्रोफाइड होने लग जाएंगी, उनकी इलास्टिसिटी कम होने लग जाएगी. तो पहला तो हमें तो मेंटेन करके रखना सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट है. दूसरा जो चीज है वो किस तरह की एक्सरसाइज हमें करनी चाहिए जो कि जिसका एक प्रिवेंटिव रोल रह सकता है. तो बहुत लिटरेचर कोविड के ऊपर नहीं है, लेकिन मैंने बहुत सी रिसर्चेस देखी जो कि हांगकांग फ्लू और जो सार्स वायरस के पहले जैसे हमारा गल्फ में फैला था या स्पैनिश फ्लू था, तो उससे काफी चीजें समझ में आई. उसमें ये क्लियर निकल के आया कि बहुत कम एक्सरसाइज और बहुत ज्यादा एक्सरसाइज दोनों ही ठीक नहीं है. फुटबॉलर्स में स्पेन में रिसर्च की गई और उन्होंने देखा कि उनकी ससेप्टेबिलिटी तो ये जो एडल्ट रेस्पिरेटरी डिसऑर्डर्स होती है वो आम आदमी के मुकाबले में कोई बहुत ज्यादा नहीं थी, और फुटबॉलर्स बहुत रेगुलर हाई इंटेंसिटी एक्सरसाइज कर रहे थे. सो जो लोग बिना बिल्कुल एक्सरसाइज नहीं कर रहे, सेडेंटरी एक्सरसाइज, उनमें भी प्रॉब्लम है, क्योंकि उनकी भी जो कुछ ऐसे सब्सटेंसेस हमारी बॉडी में रिलीज होते हैं एक्सरसाइज करते हैं मसल से, जो हमें प्रोटेक्ट करते हैं काफी सारी ऐसे वायरसेस से लड़ने के लिए, वो कम हो जाते हैं. ऐसा ही एक सब्सटेंस जो हमारी बॉडी में रिलीज होता है एक्सरसाइज से, उसे हम बोलते हैं एक्स्ट्रा सेलुलर सुप्रा ऑक्साइड डिस्म्यूटेज. ये जब हम एक कार्डियोवास्कुलर एक्सरसाइज करते हैं तो ये रिलीज होता है और ये जाके ऑर्गन साइट पे बाइंड करता है और उनको एक प्रोटेक्शन देता है फ्रॉम गेटिंग इन्फेक्टेड. जो वायरस का रेप्लिकेशन उसको रोकने में ही हेल्प करते हैं. ये सब डाटा हमारे पुराने वायरसेस के ऊपर है, बट कोविड उससे बहुत मैच करता है, डेफिनेटली हेल्प करेगा. तो जो सजेस्टेड गाइडलाइंस हैं, हमें लगभग 30 मिनट से लगभग 90 मिनट तक की एक्सरसाइज दिन में एक बार या 3-4 हिस्सों में डिवाइड करके हम कर सकते हैं. हफ्ते में 4 से 5 बार ये एक्सरसाइज हमें करनी चाहिए. तो ये हमें थोड़ा सा प्रोटेक्ट करता है अगेंस्ट दिस. हाई इंटेंस स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग इज नॉट एडवाइज, स्पेशली इफ आप बाहर निकल रहे हैं, आपके चांसेस है कि आप शायद अभी वायरस से इन्फेक्टेड ना हुए हो, लेकिन उसके टेस्ट आ रहे हो और इंक्यूबेशन पीरियड में हमें पता भी नहीं चलता कि हमें इन्फेक्शन हुआ कि नहीं हुआ. तो ऐसे में हाई इंटेंस स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग को अवॉइड करना चाहिए. हमें लाइट और मॉडरेट एक्सरसाइज जो है 30 से 90 मिनट करनी चाहिए. तीसरी चीज जो है वो है जब किसी को इन्फेक्शन हो गया उसमें एक्सरसाइज और योगा का क्या रोल है. यूके के डॉक्टर ने सजेस्ट किया कि हमें किस तरह से ब्रीदिंग एक्सरसाइज करनी चाहिए. उल्टे लेट के करना चाहिए. हालांकि उल्टे लेटने के ऊपर जो है वो एक क्वेश्चन मार्क है स्ट्रेसफुल पेशेंट में, बट अदरवाइज जो ब्रीदिंग एक्सरसाइज उसने एडवाइस की उसको मैं थोड़ा सा और एलैबोरेट करूंगा बीइंग अ फिजियोथेरेपिस्ट. इस एक्सरसाइज को हमारी कैश में दिया गया है, जिसे हम बोलते हैं ब्रीदिंग एक्सरसाइज विद इंस्पिरेटरी होल्ड. हम लंबा सांस खींचते हैं और सांस को 3 से 5 सेकंड के लिए रोकते हैं. हमारे एल्वियोलाई एक दूसरे से अटैच होते हैं बाय पोर्स ऑफ कॉर्न. ये छोटे छोटे चीजें जिससे एल्वियोलाई एक दूसरे के साथ कम्युनिकेटेड होते हैं. तो जब हवा का प्रेशर अंदर ज्यादा रहता है तो ऐसे एरिया जो लंग्स के हमारे इन्फ्लेट नहीं हो रहे होते उनमें भी वो हवा अब उधर से जाने लग जाती है. और जितना एरिया हमारा वेल वेंटिलेटेड रहेगा, क्लियर, उतना ही उसमें इंफेक्शन के होल्ड होने के चांसेस कम हो जाते हैं. तो ये जो रेस्पिरेटरी एक्सरसाइज है जिसे आप लंबा सांस लेते हैं, 5 सेकंड होल्ड करते हैं, फिर एक छोटा सा स्निफ और लेते हैं और फिर उसको रिलीज करते हैं। 6 से 8 बार आप कभी भी दिन में बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं। इसके अलावा योगा में कपालभाति, अनुलोम विलोम जो एक बताए जाते हैं, ये आपके एयरवेज को क्लियर रखते हैं और खास तौर पे ऐसे मरीज जिनको ऑलरेडी सांस की अस्थमा जैसी प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, उनके लिए ज्यादा यूजफुल है। इसके अलावा जो एक और चीज इन रिसर्चेस जो मैंने देखी सामने निकल के आई, वो ये था कि हमें हेवी ब्रीदिंग एक्सरसाइज नहीं करनी चाहिए। हम अक्सर बहुत लंबे लंबे सांस लेके और उसको बहुत जोर से फोर्सफुली छोड़ते हैं। दैट इज नॉट अ वेरी गुड एक्सरसाइज। ओनली यू शुड टेक अ डीप बट नॉट एक्सट्रीमली डीप ब्रेथ। जैसे मैंने बोला, उसको जस्ट होल्ड करके उसके बाद करें। दिस इज ओनली फॉर बट ही इज नॉट ऑन अ वेंटिलेटर, ही इज नॉट। सजेस्ट करते हैं कि योगा और रेगुलर एक्सरसाइज शायद हमें प्रोटेक्ट कर सकती है from this kind of gone into acute respiratory distress. Few researchers and very little research on this, but probably अगर आप regular exercise, moderate और light करते हैं, strength training को थोड़ा सा avoid करते हैं, that makes it better. And lastly, when you are infected, a breathing exercise with inspiratory hold and nasal breathing would be a good option. Thank you, Dr. Akshay, and thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, sir. Very nice session, sir. सर के लेक्चर से रिलेटेड अगर किसी कोई क्वेश्चन होता है तो सेशन कंप्लीट होने के बाद में आप लोग पूछ सकते हैं। नाउ आई एम रिक्वेस्टिंग टू डॉक्टर प्रभात रंजन सर। सर प्लीज कंटिन्यू योर सेशन सर।
Very good morning all of you, and hello Manisha.
Good morning sir.
Sir, good afternoon. Good morning, Dr. Sorry.
Yeah, good afternoon. So thank you Akshay for taking a part of this very good webinar on a very important and burning topic. As we all know that COVID-19 is a very serious issue going all over country, or we can say that all over world. And here I have been given the topic physiotherapy management of COVID-19 patient. So before I go ahead, I would like to mention that Dr. Saurav Anand has covered the initial part very nicely, that how transmission is there. And Dr. Manish also has mentioned about the respiratory things. So that was a very important part what he has mentioned, because that is the main area where we are going for the treatment in the COVID-19 patients. मैं यहाँ पे आप लोगों को थोड़ा सा जो फिजियोथेरेपी मैनेजमेंट है उससे पहले एक बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है हमारे लिए, वो है प्रिपरेशन, फिजियोथेरेपिस्ट प्रिपरेशन। बिकॉज when we are treating the patients, we need to be prepare ourselves so that we can prevent the transmission of the disease ourselves, because to us also and to the community also, because we can be also be the carrier for the COVID-19 disease. You can say that that virus, not disease, it is a virus. So how we can prevent ourselves, or we can prepare ourselves, is that we have to be very alert. Because alert means, I want to say that we have to know the So I will ask the participant to put their computer because it is in read. Yes, fine. Hello. I was there that हम लोगों को, हाँ हमारी आवाज ठीक है?
हाँ जी सर, आ रही है सर।
तो प्रिपरेशन जो है हमें करनी है, तो उसमें सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है कि जो करंट एस्पेक्ट है, जो some network, that's why it's getting disconnected. So I was saying that we have to prepare with the current status. Current status means कि you know that COVID-19 is in a very initial stage, still the research is going on, और इसमें जो है कि जो भी ट्रीटमेंट प्लान हो रहा है वो डेली चेंज हो रहे हैं, कभी ये दवा, कभी वो पॉलिसी, कभी ये पॉलिसीज चेंज हो रहे हैं। अब जैसे आप शुरुआत में देखेंगे, इन द बिगनिंग जो है एक्सपर्ट्स कह रहे थे कि मास्क की जरूरत नहीं है, इट इज नॉट अ एयरबॉर्न डिजीज, बट नाउ द एक्सपर्ट हैज सेड दैट इट इज अ एयरबॉर्न डिजीज, और उसका जो वायरस है हवा में कम से कम जो है 8 से 9 घंटे रहता है। अगर ये 8 से 9 घंटे रहता है तो हम अगर हवा में उस कांटेक्ट में आ जाते हैं तो हमें भी हो सकता है और दूसरों को भी हो सकता है।
हेलो हेलो
हेलो,
हाँ जी सर,
हेलो,
आवाज आ
हेलो,
रही है?
हेलो। मैं ये पूछना चाह रहा था कि डायबिटिक पेशेंट्स की इम्यून सिस्टम कैसे बढ़ाया जाए?
मुझसे
सर इफ यू डोंट माइंड सर, हम लोग सेशन कंप्लीट होने के बाद में आपका क्वेश्चन ले ले सर। हेलो,
ओके ओके, हेलो,
ओके,
जी जी जी,
हाँ 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 जी, हाँ जी सर, प्रभात सर, कंटिन्यू सर प्लीज।
हाँ, yes, so I was because yes, तो करंट स्टेटस हमें देखना है, और कहाँ से देख सकते हैं ये करंट स्टेटस देखने के लिए हमें WHO की वेबसाइट या फिर मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ हेल्थ एंड फैमिली वेलफेयर क्या है चेंज, और गाइडलाइन को हमें स्ट्रिक्टली फॉलो करना चाहिए, तभी हम ट्रांसमिशन को रोक सकते हैं और जो इसका इफेक्टिव मैनेजमेंट है हम कर सकते हैं। तो प्रिपरेशन फॉर द फिजियोथेरेपिस्ट, एंड इन दैट to know the current status of the guidelines, whatever is being mentioned by the WHO or Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India, क्योंकि ये बहुत जरूरी है और रिसर्च चल रहा है। रिसर्च को हम लोग अपडेटेड रखेंगे तो हमारे लिए ये आगे भी अच्छा होगा। दूसरी चीज है कि हम वी आर द हेल्थ केयर वर्कर, और हमें अपने आप को बहुत संतुलित रखना है, हमें पैनिक नहीं होना है। कोई भी न्यूज आती है या कुछ आती है तो उससे पैनिक नहीं होना है। वी हैव टू बी काम, रिसर्च उसको जो है कि पेशेंट्स के सामने रखे, उसको एजुकेट करें, क्योंकि हम अगर काम नहीं रहेंगे, हम अगर पैनिक हो जाएंगे और हम अपने द्वारा कुछ ऐसी चीजें बोल दे जिससे मरीज भी पैनिक हो, तो वो चीज अच्छी नहीं होगी। वो वाइब्रेशन जो है कि कम्युनिटी में स्प्रेड होगा, और स्प्रेड होने से एक अलग तरह का इन्वायरमेंट क्रिएट हो जाता है। तो वी हैव टू बी आल्सो वेरी काम, कंपनसेट, एंड वी हैव टू बी वेरी मच अवेयर अबाउट द सिचुएशन। और तीसरी चीज है कि जो हम लोग ट्रीट कर रहे हैं पेशेंट को, तो हम अपने आप को और पेशेंट को कैसे मिनिमाइज करके जो है एक्सपोजर को रख सकते हैं। एक्सपोजर जो है एकदम बिल्कुल मिनिमाइज हो। हम ये नहीं कह सकते कि 100% हम लोग एक्सपोजर को कम कर सकते हैं, बट वी कैन bring it up to the level of 1% or 2%। मतलब 1 या 2% चांसेस हो सकता है कि हम लोग एक्सपोजर हो रहा हो, ट्रांसमिशन हम कर रहे हैं। तो एक्सपोजर कम करने के लिए हमें पर्सनल प्रोटेक्शन इक्विपमेंट्स जो है रखनी चाहिए। और अगर आप अपने क्लिनिक में पेशेंट को देख रहे हैं, प्राइवेट क्लिनिक में, तो एक प्रॉपर पर्सनल प्रोटेक्शन इक्विपमेंट जो कि गवर्नमेंट की गाइडलाइंस के द्वारा दी गई है। और एज अ फिजियोथेरेपिस्ट मैं बोलूंगा हमें क्या क्या करना चाहिए। तो हमें सबसे पहले तो जो हैंड हाइजीन है और जो भी प्रिकॉशंस है वो रखनी चाहिए। सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग मेंटेन रखना है। एक पेशेंट से दूसरे पेशेंट के बीच में आपको जो बेड की जो पोजीशनिंग है उसको जो है इस तरह से रखें कि 2 मीटर या 1 मीटर की दूरी पर रहे, जिससे अगले को ट्रांसमिशन ना हो if anybody is the carrier, because हमें we have been seeing that lot of asymptomatic cases are coming up. Asymptomatic cases means they are the carriers of the coronavirus. वो कोरोना वायरस को अपने अंदर कैरी कर रहे होते हैं, लेकिन उनके अंदर कोई भी सिम्टम, इवन फीवर भी नहीं होगी, इवन भी नहीं होगी, लीज नहीं होगी, जो भी सिम्टम्स हैं कोरोना वायरस के, they will be not seen at all. And 80% of the cases research ने कहा है कि it is the asymptomatic cases, and especially in India we are seeing that 80% of the cases is asymptomatic, but they are the carrier, and they may become very fatal for the other who are immunosuppressant patient. जो भी कोविड का इन्फेक्शन को ये कर लेगा, अपने अंदर एक्वायर कर लेगा, वो हो सकता है कि उसकी इम्यूनिटी कम हो, such as the patient who is having diabetes, किसी को ब्लड प्रेशर है, किसी को किडनी की प्रॉब्लम है, किसी को एनी अदर कैंसर रिलेटेड थिंग्स, उनके अंदर में रेट ऑफ जो मोर्टेलिटी है वो ज्यादा है और उनके लिए वो घातक सिद्ध हो सकता है। इसलिए हमें जो है इस चीज को देखना है कि हम मोड ऑफ ट्रांसमिशन ना बने, तो उसके लिए पर्सनल प्रोटेक्शन इक्विपमेंट किट और पर्सनल प्रोटेक्शन इक्विपमेंट किट के लिए एज अ फिजियोथेरेपिस्ट इन नॉर्मल फिजियोथेरेपी सेटअप में हम यूज कर सकते हैं कैप, और कैप अगर हम वाटर रेजिस्टेंट कैप यूज करें तो ज्यादा अच्छा है, क्योंकि उसको हम लोग वॉश कर सकते हैं, रियूजेबल हो तो वॉश कर सकते हैं, या फिर डिस्पोजेबल भी कर सकते हैं, बट डिस्पोजेबल के पीछे आप वाटर रेसिस्टेंट कैप जरूर पहने, क्योंकि क्या होता है कि जो ड्रॉपलेट है, जैसा कि डॉक्टर सौरवानंद बता रहे थे, ड्रॉपलेट हो सकता है कि कैप के अंदर जाके सोक होके फिर आपके बालों में आ जाए, तो उससे हमें बचना है। तो वाटर रेसिस्टेंट, देन डिस्पोजेबल, देन यू कैन अप्लाई 3 लेयर मास्क। 3 लेयर N95 मास्क भी कहते हैं कि ले सकते हैं, बट N95 मास्क वहां पे यूज करें जहां पे एरोसोल जेनरेटिंग प्रोसीजर कर रहे हैं। एरोसोल जेनरेटिंग प्रोसीजर उसे कहते हैं जैसे हम सक्शनिंग करा रहे हैं पेशेंट को, सक्शनिंग करा रहे हैं तो पेशेंट कफ करेगा, कफ करने के साथ में हो सकता है कि
हेलो प्रभाव से कट हो गए। हेलो हेलो प्रभात सर।
हाँ, some
हेलो प्रभात।
connection problem is there,
Yes,
so
yes, yes,
that's
sir.
why I can hear you now actually.
Yes, sir.
तो जो एरोसोल जनरेटिंग प्रोसीजर है, अगर हेलो
हाँ हेलो
हेलो
यस सर, यस सर।
एरोसोल जनरेटिंग प्रोसीजर अगर हम कर रहे हो तो उस समय वी कैन यूज द N95 मास्क, बट वेयर वी आर यूजिंग जस्ट नॉर्मल हेलो
यस सर, यस सर।
Am I audible?
आवाज आ रही है? यस यस सर, ऑडिबल सर।
अगर हम सक्शनिंग ना कर रहे हो, पेशेंट को सिंपल ट्रीटमेंट दे रहे हो, तो 3 लेयर मास्क विद द फिजियोथेरेपिस्ट के पास भी होनी चाहिए, और पेशेंट को भी मास्क पहनना है, क्योंकि उससे जो ट्रांसमिशन है वो करीब 80 to 90% या यू कैन से 95% कम हो जाती है। देन यू वियर अ गाउन,
हेलो कहाँ पे लगे?
just Akshay, just I will back.
सर सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है सर।
Problem is there with the connectivity. मैं 5 मिनट में आ रहा हूँ क्योंकि कनेक्टिविटी की प्रॉब्लम लग रही है। Just I will be back. Just.
हाँ अभी कोई बोलेंगे 2 मिनट में आ रहा है। हेलो हेलो एवरीवन, प्रभात सर अभी 2 मिनट के लिए रेस्ट में गए हैं। इनके बाद अपने पास नेक्स्ट सेशन रहेगा। मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा डॉक्टर नरकीस सर प्लीज प्रभात सर के बाद आप अपना कंटिन्यू करें। हेलो हेलो एवरीवन।
हेलो सर, आवाज नहीं आ रहा है सर। हेलो सर।
Even I'm ready with my talk. So whenever you say I can deliver it, it will not take more than 5 to 7 minutes.
Okay, sir. You want to continue
Yes,
after this?
fine.
Want to continue, sir?
Akshay, hello.
It's up to you.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Hello.
Yeah, Akshay. Now I'm ready, I think.
Okay, sir.
So I was there to prepare how to prepare ourselves during treating the COVID-19 patients or patient in your hospital or in the private setup. So as I said that we have to minimize the exposure with PPE kit. So PPE kit में we can use the water resistant cap. And we should
Yes, sir.
We should also cover our eyes, because recent studies has suggested that the infection, more of the infection is coming through eyes. अभी 2 दिन पहले की ही ये रिसर्च है और उसमें हमें पता चला कि आईज के द्वारा भी जो है इन्फेक्शन फैल रही है लोगों के अंदर में, because droplets are going through the eyes and then it is infecting our body. So this is the preparation, and then we have to educate the patient also, that how you should also prepare yourself before coming to the treatment, because it is very important that the patient is also educated, otherwise he will be also the carrier for the COVID-19. And as far as the treatment is related for the physiotherapy, most of the part I think Dr. Manish has also covered regarding breathing exercises and all that, because breathing exercises is one of the important exercise which can be delivered to the subject who has suffered from COVID-19, and especially when the patient is admitted in a hospital, in bed mobility and out bed mobility, if the vitals are stable, then in bed mobility and out bed mobility can be described under the supervision of the physiotherapist. As Dr. Manish also mentioned that heavy exercises are not indicated in the patient of the COVID-19 patient during the hospitalization, because it may lead to the further weakness or you can say fatigueness in the subject. So we have to restore the energy in the subject who has suffered in COVID-19, and restoring the energy we have to move ahead so that patient can get benefited from the exercise. Then next is that post COVID physiotherapy. That is a very important aspect, because what happens कि जब मरीज हॉस्पिटलाइज हो तो बहुत देर तक हॉस्पिटलाइज रहने के कारण उसकी मांसपेशियां, जैसे मनीष सर ने भी बताया कि कॉन्ट्रैक्टिलिटी, एक्साइटेबिलिटी, दीज थिंग्स जो उसके प्रॉपर्टीज हैं मसल के, वो बिल्कुल कम हो जाते हैं। तो उसको हमें स्लोली एंड ग्रेजुअली ग्रेडेड वे में हमें रिस्टोर करना होता है। तो रिस्टोर करने के लिए और सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है, जो लंग्स है वो वीक हो जाती है। अगर कोई पेशेंट वेंटिलेटेड हो गया तो रेस्पिरेटरी मसल्स, डायफ्राम वगैरह वीक हो गई हैं, उसके साथ में मसल्स कॉन्ट्रैक्ट भी हो जाती हैं, साथ में लंग की कैपेसिटी डिक्रीज हो जाती है। जब लंग की कैपेसिटी डिक्रीज हो गई, कहीं पे फाइब्रोसिस जो है आपका सस्टेन कर जाता है। तो उन सब चीजों को कम करने के लिए पोस्ट कोविड में पोजिशनिंग भी मेंटेन रखनी है, स्पाइरोमेट्री, ग्रेडेड स्पाइरोमेट्री देनी है कि पेशेंट के वाइटल कैपेसिटी को असेस करते हुए स्पाइरोमेट्री दें। फिर ब्रीदिंग को, मसल्स को आप जो है स्ट्रॉन्ग करने के लिए डायफ्रामेटिक एक्सरसाइजेस कराएं। फिर पेशेंट में जैसे टर्निंग को लेके आजकल चल रहा है कि टर्निंग कराएं पेशेंट को, एंड स्पेशली वी कैन मेक द पेशेंट लाई ऑन स्टमक प्रोन पोजीशन में, बिकॉज इट सेज दैट इट क्लियर्स द it expands the alveoli, and when the alveoli expands, there is a proper inhalation of the oxygenation or inhalation of the air inside the lungs, and which may expand the lungs fully, and then vital capacity of the patient can increase. So ये सब चीजों को ध्यान में रखते हुए हम कोविड पेशेंट्स को ट्रीट कर सकते हैं. बेसिकली आई वुड कंप्लीट विद द थिंग दैट प्रिपरेशन इज इम्पोर्टेंट, assessment, little bit of assessment in COVID-19 patients, and post COVID physiotherapy is very important because it decreases the immobility, it decreases the lung capacity, it decreases the functional outcome in the subject. So with keeping in mind these aspects, we can treat the COVID patients. Thank you all of you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir, Dr. Prabha sir. Very nice session, sir. अगर किसी को कोई क्वेश्चन अगर बनता है तो सेशन कंप्लीट होने के बाद में हम लोग इसके बारे में डिस्कस कर लेंगे. प्लीज अपने क्वेश्चन नोट डाउन करके रखिए. नाउ आई थिंक Swaroop sir is presenting here. Swaroop sir, very good afternoon, sir. Sir, I'm requesting to continue your session, sir. Dr. Swaroop Patel, sir.
Thank you, Akshay. Akshay, you have to stop the previous PPT so that I can share my slides. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
And I hope I am visible now. Is this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And can everyone see the slides? Yeah. So the role of physiotherapy in elderly people during SARS-CoV-2, it's the other name of COVID-19. And as you all know, this is a pandemic situation. Rarely we live to see such a situation, but if we are here, we should be very well prepared for future and for this time as well. So my name is Dr. Swaroop Patel. I'm MS Orthopedics, and I'll be talking about the role of physiotherapy in elderly people. So understanding the problem. So the global data suggests the risk of mortality and morbidity is high in the population, those who are elderly. Anxiety and panic has gripped the geriatric population because once they read about this, कि बूढ़े लोगों को ज़्यादा हो रहा है, they are at high risk, so they become worried. And the lockdown which they are facing, that is not just causing mental, but as well as physical health, which is deteriorating of anybody, even a younger patient, but it is more prominent in elderly people. तो जो बूढ़े लोग हैं उनके लिए ज़्यादा लॉकडाउन mentally और physically challenge बन रहा है. So they get worried. So we have to understand the psychology of the older people. They get worried, and they get worried because of two reasons. एक तो उनके अपने बच्चों की चिंता है, दूसरा they may be living alone, जहाँ पे उनको restrictions होती हैं कि उनको कैसे care मिलेगी, कौन उनको देखेगा. And the risk of elderly as compared to the younger people is also much higher in a joint family, क्योंकि वहाँ पे young population भी है. As the previous speakers have mentioned, कि young population can be asymptomatic carriers. And उनको तो कुछ नहीं होगा जो carriers हैं, they may get away with that with a mild symptom, but it is very risky for the elderly population, those who are living with them. So role and responsibilities of physiotherapy and the physiotherapy in such pandemic, the approach has to be holistic. We just cannot tell them to do this, do that. We have to have a holistic approach to this mental and physical challenging parameters. So to avoid physical, it is not possible we can go and give a physical consultation to somebody who was previously coming to us for physiotherapy, but now we can go to them or they can come to us. So we have to communicate through video, and video is a much better option than audio because seeing a person in live gives more satisfaction than hearing him. So in hospital settings, this becomes more challenging. As previous speakers have said, in COVID hospitals, those who are treating COVID patients and non-COVID hospitals, because they may be a potential and substantial carriers. So we have to be very, very vigilant about this. A proper history has to be taken, a proper use of PPE has to be there. Very well described by the previous speaker, the use of PPE and how they should use it. In a hospital setting, the physiotherapist should be in PPE. That is very well required. If your patient is old patient who is having some cough symptoms and other symptoms which can cause some aerosol generation, you have to be better with an N95 mask and shield if you are coming in contact of a COVID patient, and limit your contact as much as possible. Maintain safe distance. This is very well pointed out by previous speakers, regular cleaning and of the frequently touched surface. So frequently touched surface can be your hand, can be your ortho aids like the cane, the walker, so the chair. So you have to regularly clean it whenever after every patient's use. In home settings, so pass on written instructions with illustrative diagrams. If you are consulting somebody, it has to be very well documented. It has to have diagrams so that they can understand. Providing video consultation and video of that exercise will be more helpful. Keeping a close watch while they are doing the activity in a live setting, but do not poke them or tell them that you are doing wrong, because at that moment they may get distracted. In older patient, the coordination is one big major issue, and during this time we do not want that the patient should fall and come to hospital, because hospitals are a potential source of COVID infections. So we will limit their movement in the hospital. Keep the exercises limited and simple. Encourage sitting exercises. So we do not have to make them or tell them to do the standing exercises or walking or jogging. So as they are not allowed to go outside, best will be that the exercise should be simple and limited, and we have to encourage them that they do it in sitting position. The whole idea of doing all this is to make sure that they do not fall, and some basic exercise should be there with them so that they do not get muscle wasting and other problems. So the exercise which is required is mobilization exercise, the stretching exercise, the aerobic exercise, gait training for those who have recently been operated or they are undergoing any treatment, and the use of orthotics, which is very important for them. With this, I'll finish my talk and thank you for patient hearing. You can remove the slide. Thank you, Akshay.
Thank you so much, sir. Very nice session. Now the next session has to be taken by Dr. Narkis Arumugam, sir. Very good afternoon, sir.
Sir, I'm audible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So very good afternoon, everyone. Our purpose of this seminar is everyone is to know what is COVID, how to fight, how to do, and how to manage, how to improve the immune system. Thank you very much, Apex College of Area, for giving an opportunity to talk about this immune system. I'm not from the medical aspect, I am from the physiotherapy, but I am in a holistic approach. So here, basically, because of I mixed with the language of English and Hindi, purpose of this 10 minutes, I'm going to take only exactly 10 minutes. Immune system, everybody should know, and how to activate what is called adaptive immune system and inherent immune system. Let's see, I have seen the PPT, right? What is immune system? A set of biological structure and process within the organism which protect against the disease and identify and killing of the pathogenic tumor. If you are a good immune system, you can prevent the tumor. Even any bites, anything, even mosquito bite, everything can be utilized by the immune system. What the immune system? What are the system is considered? Because we know the system of circulatory, we know musculoskeletal, we know the orthopedic, the osteology. These are the different system we know. But the first time we are talking about the immune system. The system. What is called immune system? The white blood cells produced by the white bone marrow. Then it is passing to the blood supply and reach to the thymus. And the thymus give a wonderful training to the cell. That's training. Train like an army. Recruit the healthy person and train them for against the terrorism or this fight for enemies. The same like we have the system is consisted of this all, like an example. This is a lymph node, bone marrow, spleen, and thymus. The training center is thymus. So thymus is located in the chest, upper 1/3 and lower third, where the more prominently we see elevated, that is called thymus. It's one of the most important. Even the cancer patient, they said if the tumor cell reaches the thymus 1 and a lymph gland, will be at the last stage. So the distribution through the body in the blood, lymph, epithelial tissue, and connective tissue. So immune system को understand करना है बहुत आसान से. Bone marrow so
सर आवाज नहीं आ रहा सर।
अभी आ रहा है अभी? जिस समय आ रही है?
यस सर। Yes sir, yes.
So, immune system is like a blood cells produced from the bone marrow, then passing through thymus, then get a training. So we have a wonderful video next. The function of immune system is protect from the pathogens, bacteria, virus, parasites. That's why it's called fungi. So if you have a good immune system, it can be a more healthier person. To fight infection and develop antibiotics to provide the memory of against future infection. So once your immune system is against any viruses, it is for future all of time. This we have the two types of immunity: acquired immunity and innate immunity. Innate immunity from the genetics, or otherwise your inside is from the area. So father, mother, the gene system. In Japan, there is one village. They have the all immune system is wonderfully increased because of their diet. They are living more than 100 years. Because they are consuming 80% of fishes. The acquired immunity, it is called humoral immune response, antibiotic, B cell activation, and T cell. So everybody knows T cell and B cell. The T cell is the fighter, they are the fight directly. So these are the cell immunity, anti-humoral and anti-humoral cells. We can activate with this one. Then the B cell and T cell are the kill the antigens. So we watched one of the video. Let's listen.
Yes, sir.
साउंड सुनाई नहीं दे रहा सर। हेलो सर, अच्छे सर।
वीडियो देखो बेटा, अभी वीडियो सर तुझे वीडियो दिखा रहे हैं।
ठीक।
हेलो सर, कोई आवाज नहीं आ रही है। सर कोई आवाज नहीं आ रही है सर।
आवाज नहीं आ रहा है?
नहीं नहीं सर। वीडियो में सर साउंड भी है क्या?
यस यस, साउंड भी है। आवाज नहीं आ रहा है?
नहीं नहीं सर, वीडियो का साउंड नहीं आ रहा है।
वो किसमें करना है? इसमें सब वीडियो है यार, बट मेरा
Dr. Darkesh, sorry if I may interrupt. Good morning. This is Dr. Krishna here. If you just put your laptop on the speaker mode and remove the headphone, we'll be able to listen the voice. Yeah.
Now destroy the invading cells.
Yes, sir. Now I'll be able to.
Millions of these, which then the immune system relies on millions of defensive white blood cells, also known as leukocytes, that originate in our bone marrow. These cells migrate into the bloodstream and the lymphatic system, a network of vessels which helps clear bodily toxins and waste. Our bodies are teeming with leukocytes. There are between 4,000 and 11,000 in every microliter of blood. As they move around, leukocytes work like security personnel, constantly screening the blood, tissues, and organs for suspicious signs. This system mainly relies on cues called antigens. These molecular traces on the surface of pathogens and other foreign substances betray the presence of invaders. As soon as the leukocytes detect them, it takes only minutes for the body's protective immune response to kick in. Threats to our bodies are hugely variable, so the immune response has to be equally adaptable. That means relying on many different types of leukocytes to tackle threats in different ways. Despite this diversity, we classify leukocytes in two main cellular groups, which coordinate a two-pronged attack. First, phagocytes trigger the immune response by sending macrophages and dendritic cells into the blood. As these circulate, they destroy any foreign cells they encounter simply by consuming them. That allows phagocytes to identify the antigen on the invaders they just ingested and transmit this information to the second major cell group orchestrating the defense, the lymphocytes. A group of lymphocyte cells called T cells go in search of infected body cells and swiftly kill them off. Meanwhile, B cells and helper T cells use the information gathered from the unique antigens to start producing special proteins called antibodies. This is the pièce de résistance. Each antigen has a unique that can latch onto it like a lock and key and destroy the invading cells. B cells can produce millions of these, which then cycle through the body and attack the invaders until the worst of the threat is neutralized. While all of this is going on, familiar symptoms like high temperatures and swelling are actually processes designed to aid the immune response. A warmer body makes it harder for bacteria and viruses to reproduce and spread because they're temperature sensitive. And when body cells are damaged, they release chemicals that make fluid leak into the surrounding tissues, causing swelling. That also attracts phagocytes, which consume the invaders and the damaged cells. Usually, an immune response will eradicate a threat within a few days. It won't always stop you from getting ill, but that's not its purpose. Its actual job is to stop a threat from escalating to dangerous levels inside your body. And through constant surveillance over time, the immune system, it helps us develop long-term immunity. When B and T cells identify antigens, they can use that information to recognize invaders in the future. So when a threat revisits, the cells can swiftly deploy the right antibodies to tackle it before it affects any more cells. That's how you can develop immunity to certain diseases, like chickenpox. It doesn't always work so well. Some people have autoimmune disease, which into attacking the healthy cells. No one knows exactly what causes them, but these disorders sabotage the immune system to varying degrees and underlie problems like arthritis, type 1 diabetes, and multiple sclerosis. For most individuals, however, a healthy immune system will successfully fight off an estimated 300 colds and innumerable other potential infections over the course of a lifetime. Without it, those threats would escalate into something far more dangerous. So the next time you catch a cold or scratch a mosquito bite, the immune system, we owe it our lives.
Right. I think the smallest video can understand the immune system. T cell, B cell, B cell is produce antigen and T cell is fight against bone marrow, blood tissues. The shortest video can understand the immune system very well. Basically, now the second question, how to increase this immune system? That's the second one. Is we have the three important health. One is called mental, spiritual, and third physical. Physical, talk about the Dr. Manish, Dr. Prabhat Ranjan, and many people, even Dr. Swarup. Everyone is physical. So if the first one is called mental, the immune system highly correlated with our emotion. That word called Stanley Berg in the Nobel Prize winner. She wrote in a called emotion of molecule. So each and every molecule had an emotion. So good emotion is good immune system. Stigma, away from fear, away from the anxiety. It is a first one where mental immunity can help area. The second one is called spiritual. How to get spiritual? Meditation, concentration, an area to control your mental problem. The another one is I already shown in YouTube also. Very simply, stand up in the area, take it the fist, and beat 1 and 2 with parallel of feet of male or female of 45 degree stand on the toes, you can perform. You can watch in a YouTube that is available in my YouTube channel also. So how you benefited? The boost immune system increase the strength and validity, support of healing, and induced positivity. Yes, mental, physical, as well as spiritual. Those 3 years work in immune system very well. We are imbalanced. So like exactly, the immune system had a 2 character, good character and bad character. If it is overreactions, so allergies. Allergies all are overreactions, like food, allergies, eczema, asthma, sinusitis, all are too much of the immune system. The internal threat is autoimmune disease, rheumatoid arthritis, all are called, that's what called balance one. The balanced immune system, if it is underwork, it is not more, it is work under. That means the infection, cancers, all are possibly area. The balanced immune system work much better. How boost your immune system? That meditate, exercise regularly, proper sleep cycle. Please encourage everybody to 7 to 8 hours sleep. Stay positive. Wash your hands. Practice the personal hygienic measures, especially in food. Take a lot of pepper, tulsi, mulati, and kava is especially Kashmir. In Madrasi, it's called rasam. It work definitely work. And too much of vitamin C. Nowadays, Slim C available 500 milligram twice daily, 1000 milligram of vitamin C is helping very well. The next one is vitamin D3 also work very nice. And how we make it a very good breathing, less stress, good sleep, and coping the strategies and physical challenges. Stay positive and stay warm. I need to touching the things and difficult enhancing, social distancing, assessing information and embrace work. For me, it is spreading to stop. You can see it's a goggle. What Dr. Prabhas said, yes, the eyes is the most common. So use the goggle, use the good mask, and stay distance. Whenever the patient is come, the mask compulsory. Because of the COVID patient, mask can prevent 95%. If both are wear the mask, we get 99.5%. We can prevent this further. And hand wash again and again. Remove the shoes before they entering the clinic. With all our help, much better aspect in area. Because we don't know who is symptom, we don't know the symptoms. And once again, I want to say, use AC. Without mask, don't allow. Because of in Punjab, the too much of Nanded pilgrims get infected because of the bus AC. Right? So please put on the AC, not in the circulation, put the outside circulation will help a better one, and mask is compulsory. Thank you very much. I'm not consuming too much of time, 10 minutes finish. Thank you, Akshat. Thank you, everyone. Any queries, always.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Such a nice session, sir. Thank you so much, sir. अगर कोई क्वेश्चन उठता है तो आप लोग प्लीज नोट डाउन कर लें, क्योंकि अब हमारे पास आखिरी सेशन होने जा रहा है डॉक्टर कृष्णानंद शर्मा सर का. ही इज वाइस चांसलर विक्टोरिया यूनिवर्सिटी युगांडा. डॉक्टर कृष्णानंद शर्मा सर.
अच्छा, thank you.
Yes, sir. Please continue, sir.
Okay. So thank you, participants. I hope you can see my screen. Can you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we are able to see.
So hi, everyone. This is Associate Professor Krishna Sharma, Vice Chancellor, Victoria University, Kampala, Uganda. And I'm also a physiotherapist by profession. I'm also a physiotherapist by profession. And I thought it would be a very nice opportunity to talk to all of you and basically talk about something different, which nowadays people are not talking about that much. And that is about catching education gaps during the COVID-19 pandemic. When we see the problem, first of all, to understand higher education, which is also called tertiary education, it is when we do a degree program, a master's program, PhD, and all. So the problem is that currently with physiotherapy, not only in India, but also globally, but I'll of course emphasize more on the Indian perspective. The problem is that we all are and we are still very optimized without taking care of our basic issues. So first of all, let me show if there is a problem. The first thing is, let me talk about the pre-COVID-19 physiotherapy profession. We have 5 categories of people in our profession. Few are freelancers, few are employees, then entrepreneurs and employers. The freelancers have the same problem. Like we all know, we all had been freelancer at a point of time, or for some of us I still are. We always complain. We complain about the hectic schedule of ours कि दिन भर बाइक लेके घूम रहे हैं, patient देखने जा रहे हैं. The schedule becomes very hectic. We have a lot of dependence on different hospitals or different people to refer patient to us. There's a lot of uncertainty. Akshay, can you please mute someone? Someone is talking.
Yes, sir. Done.
Yeah. Then there's of uncertainty, especially in the cases of freelancers. And people complain a lot about saturation. They say there are a lot of physiotherapists in the market. Is being saturated. Who are them at the same time? Low pay scale. They in the market.
आवाज नहीं आ रही है सर.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So there is some network issue actually.
Okay. What was the last thing you heard? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. And the employers are complaining about unskilled. When we interview people, we find people don't even know how to write a CV, how to write a covering letter. They don't know how to take care of basic accounts when they come into job, which are actually quite basic skills. So, of course, there was something wrong with higher education. When we talk about higher education, we look at how to change someone's knowledge, skill, and attitude. And this is all about higher education. We do it through different ways that the academicians would understand better, but I think that's out of the scope of this webinar today. So there was already something wrong with higher education. And now I want to share how things are going to get worse. Just look at these statistics. The economy is really crashing. The red line shows the increased number of cases of COVID, and the white line shows how the economy has been crashing, how the world stocks are going down. So to be honest, my friend, we are in big trouble. And more the cases increase, longer it's going to take for us to recover from this economy crash. So how are we ready, and have we equipped and skilled our students enough to be ready for such period? And no one is exception. You look at this, Mukesh Ambani is 28% down. Bill Gates is 14% down. We all think that people are at the home and they are using a lot of Facebook, and certainly Facebook must be making a lot of money. But if you see, Facebook is 15% down. Mark Zuckerberg is 15% down. And the reason is that people are not advertising. If you open your Facebook today, you'll be hardly seeing any advertisement from Amazon or any product delivery. So of course, market is going down, and we all are going to be affected for sure. When I foresee the post-COVID era, Dr. Swaroop just reminded us earlier that people may not be, we may not foresee people coming to hospital or physiotherapy clinics a lot. And I concur with that, because people's priorities are going to change after COVID. People are going to prioritize their medical health rather than focusing a lot on physiotherapy. So there'll be certainly this issue coming up. And uncertainty on the period to get back the economy to its feet is really going to be a big issue. And the longer this COVID period takes, longer it will take for the economy to get back. Currently, the way we see, the economists are saying it may take almost 2 years for us to get back to our feet. And for that, we all of us across the world, we are expecting high taxes. from government across the world, because the government had not planned for such pandemic. There was no such high huge fund for such condition or such situation. So of course, government is going to impose a lot of taxes. And what happens when there are a lot of taxes? The paying capacity of the patients and clients is going to go down. So patients may not prioritize physiotherapy for a minor neck pain or minor sprain. Rather, they will focus more on their systemic conditions or infections or so on and so forth. It's going to create a cash flow challenge. A cash flow is when we see how much money is going to come in and how much money is going to go out. That's a business terminology. So hospitals are going to face cash flow challenges. So they have to be ready for that. If you are running your clinic, you have to be ready with your cash flow challenge. You have to plan your cash flow very well. You may need to renegotiate your terms with the banks, with your suppliers. So cash flow challenge will be there. And of course, after this, there will be a lot of reliance on technology. Like Dr. Swarup said, that people would prefer to go online to get live sessions. Yeah, it may not be the most effective way, but of course, as per the current situation, people will prioritize to save money rather than getting the human touch of the treatment. So of course, technology reliance is going to improve. And at the end, of course, the unemployment is going to increase. Currently, millions of people have become unemployed, and of course, many more are going to be. And many of the physios who think that they are not employed and they are doing freelancing, I assure you that the opportunities in freelancing, in home visits, is going to drop drastically. So you got to be ready for that. Now the gaps. So how are we? So this was the challenge currently. Now let me show you the gaps, what gaps we were having in higher education. First, let me just give you a factual line scenario. Sometimes we feel higher education is quite of an institution or college or simply to take the raw material from the market and prepare it for the consumers. So who are the raw materials? The raw materials are the people, the potential students. So if the producer is disabled, here producer means the higher education institute, and they use below quality production process, means they use an outdated curriculum, they use outdated pedagogy, they don't teach them well, they don't have right staff for teaching and learning. Of course, then you'll get out a defective product. Defective product means graduates with gaps in knowledge, skills, and attitude. And of course, who's going to suffer is a patient and employers. And to be honest, we professors or the lecturers or senior lecturers, we are not the real evaluators of the students. The real evaluators are the patients or the employers who can really tell this doctor is good or not. When we treat the patient, no one asks us how much did you score in this particular module. If we are teaching a patient with orthopedics, I don't see anyone asking, any patient asking the doctor that, okay, show me your transcript, let me see how much did you score in orthopedics before I get treatment from you. So my friend, the real consumer is the patients and employers. So as higher education institutes, it's our responsibility to make sure that they are satisfied and we give them value for money. Now, let me come to the problems. The producers, means the higher education institutions, they have a big issue currently. One is lack of corporate structure. They don't have proper corporate governance. And for that, they must establish their vision. They should sit with their team, establish the mission, the core values, set up the policies, procedures, and SOPs. This is something that will take the institution far beyond our own lives or the lives of the people who are the founders. Just to add in this, to tip in this, the corporation word actually comes from corpus, which means body. And that's why an institution is treated like a human body. And that's why an institution can go to the bank, take the loan, just like if we use Apple phones. If tomorrow the government says that Apple is closed, everyone, of course, will be unemployed. And tomorrow, if you even burn all the factories of Apple, still Apple can go and take a loan in its name and reestablish itself. So you can see the institutions are beyond us. After that, we have lack of funding for the institutions, so we need to diversify the source of income. I'll be quick, maybe 3-4 minutes if I'm taking too long. The lack of physical infrastructure and technical infrastructure, that's something we have to establish. And most important, lack of international faculty. When we say international faculty, what is international in that? The staff who has studied abroad, the staff who has worked abroad, a person from different country who comes, so that there is a good cross-pollination of knowledge and skill. If I just show you quickly where are we going wrong, you see the diversification of our income is not that much in India. We heavily rely on tuition fee, and you cannot cope up just with the tuition fee. You must diversify. And you need patience as an institution. If you look at the top 200 universities in the world by age, the average age to be in the top 200 universities is 179 years. So it means, of course, institutions take time, and we should have the patience. When we come to the production process, the problem is that when we teach the students, we prepare them with a horse cap mindset, and the students are not prepared for the real world. In examination, we teach if you fail a subject, you are a failure, but the real life teaches how can you fail and then get up, and fail and then get up. So we have to something is wrong in higher education. That's what we have to address. We are focusing on production of employees. I don't see any curriculum handling marketing or business administration or entrepreneurship skills at the bachelor level. So we need to improve our curriculum to make them have informed decision. And then we are focusing too much on production of experts when we should produce polymaths. So again, if you look at these gaps, we are back to the same problem of freelancer. So of course we have a defective product. But I don't blame the higher education institutes completely. Here's the statistics. Even at the primary level, primary schools, we have the problem. We, as India, we come into lower to middle income countries, and we have almost 69% of people who did not learn what they're supposed to learn in the primary schools. So we cannot entirely blame the colleges and the schools. And here comes my almost last slide, the bridge. The only solution is reskilling, and you can utilize this COVID period for reskilling. For academicians, I would request that they should pace with the fourth industrial revolution, which is going on now, and they should use triple helix model while drafting the curriculum. They should focus a lot into master and strategic planning. Rather than having a STEM education, that's science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, they should focus on a STEAM education where there is a component A, which is arts or humanities component, and focus more on research and development to diversify. To the students, I would request you to study and read a lot about leadership. That's what is needed. Work on networking and PR, your public relation. Your network is your network. That is something you need to read a lot of books, practice the networking skills. Be innovative, learn how to become an entrepreneur, learn the marketing skills, learn about business management, financial literacy, the key, you must have it, and technological literacy. A lot of softwares will be coming up very soon. You'll see many of the things physiotherapists do would be replaced by the technology. So you have to study more about technology. So what I would conclude by saying is that this is the golden period for you to reskill yourself. Yes, there's a pandemic, we're all in panic, we all are in trouble, but utilize this golden period, both the academicians and students, to reskill yourself. I appreciate your patience that you listened to me, and I thank you again. I conclude. Thank you.
थैंक यू सो मच सर, थैंक यू सो मच सर। वेरी बहुत अलग टॉपिक था, एक स्पेशली इस गैप में कवर होना चाहिए था ये टॉपिक। थैंक यू सो मच सर। इफ किसी के पास कोई क्वेश्चन बनता है इन सर के टॉपिक से रिलेटेड, प्लीज नोट डाउन कर लीजिए। नाउ वी हैव वन मोर स्पीकर, दैट इज डॉक्टर एस बेहरा सर। डॉक्टर एस बेहरा सर, कैन यू हियर मी सर? Dr. S.S. Behra, sir. Hello. Dr. Behra, sir.
He is not here, I think.
Dr. Behra sir, can you hear me, sir? Dr. Sajla Behra sir. Dr. Sajal Behra sir.
He is not seen in the list.
Yes, sir.
Participant list is.
Actually, sir. Okay. Now for the question and answer session, we have all the speakers. Dear students who have any query, you can ask. Please send the chat. Students.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, who is this?
Sir, I'm Anand Prajapati, sir. I ask you, sir, question Dr. Prabhat Ranjan sir से मेरा सर question है, एक सवाल है.
हाँ, जल्दी पूछ लो बेटा.
Sir,
yes,
क्या?
Sir,
good afternoon, sir. I'm Anand Prajapati, sir. Apex College of Physiotherapy student of second year. Sir, मेरा question sir ये है कि क्या sir मदर को सर पॉजिटिव अगर सपोज मिलती है तो सर क्या बेबी को फीड करा सकती है सर वो?
डेफिनेटली करा सकते हैं क्योंकि अभी कुछ रिसर्च मैंने देखा है और इवन some cases one case I have personally seen that AIMS one of the doctor was infected and she was pregnant and in her last stage and she was diagnosed positive and she gave birth after 10 days and doctors said that in milk there is no transmission of the that COVID-19 virus and the baby was also very healthy. Just precautions should be taken regarding the eyes, ear and the mouth and especially the breast of the mother should be washed before feeding the child. That has to be taken.
थैंक यू सर. सर एक क्वेश्चन सर और है सर, एक क्वेश्चन बस है सर. सॉरी सर. सर क्या कोविड-19 में सर विटामिन डी का सर कितना और क्या सर रोल है इसमें?
देखिए विटामिन डी का रोल तो वैसे बहुत ज्यादा है हमारे बॉडी के अंदर. इंडियन पॉपुलेशन में देखा गया है कि 95% ऑफ इंडियन पॉपुलेशन के अंदर में विटामिन डी की कमी है और वो इम्यूनिटी को बढ़ाता है. तो डेफिनेटली उसका जो है रोल काफी ज्यादा होगा. तो विटामिन डी भी ले सकते हैं और साथ में अदर जो फूड प्रोडक्ट्स है जो प्रोटीन है वो सब आते हैं.
इसमें सर पेशेंट के सर रिकवरी होने के चांसेस कितने रहते हैं सर?
सच अभी तक मैंने कोई रिसर्च देखा के चांसेस बढ़ रहे हैं या कम हो रहे हैं. अगर कोई संख्या में आएगा मेरे तो मैं डेफिनेटली आपको बताऊंगा. आप उनके द्वारा देख सकते हैं क्योंकि अभी कोविड के ऊपर में बहुत सारी रिसर्च चल रही है और रोज इवॉल्व हो रहा है. थ्योरी इज इवॉल्विंग डे बाय डे.
यस आई नो सर. थैंक यू सर.
नो एनीबॉडी एल्स? Anybody else who have any query regarding topic? Students, you can ask now. There is a query from Dr. Himanshu Kumar that is that we can take the pediatric cases.
It can take?
Pediatric cases.
Definitely you can take the pediatric cases, but take the history of mother or the caregiver and also of the child. Definitely you can see that if the child is not having any fever, any cough, then you can definitely take the pediatric case. But
okay sir. Thank you so much sir.
Thank you. So should I sign off now?
Yes sir. Now the session for the vote of thanks from Dr. Puneet Jaiswal, Assistant Professor at the College of Physiotherapy. Dr. Puneet Jaiswal, please. Thank you very much. I'm audible.
everyone. Okay, thank you very much. Good afternoon, one and all. Myself, Dr. Assistant Professor at College of Physiotherapy. I am very thankful to Dr. Akshay sir, Principal Apex College of Physiotherapy, for giving me an opportunity for this contact. My very special thanks to given Dr. S.K. Singh sir, Chairman, Apex Group of Higher Medical Education and Hospital, and our director couple, Dr. Swaroop Patel sir and Dr. Ankita Patel ma'am. A special thanks given to our resource person, without them this webinar is not possible. Those are Dr. Swaroop Patel, Dr. Saurabh Anand, Dr. Manish Sharma, Dr. Prabhat Ranjan, Dr. Natish Arumugam, Dr. Krishna and Sharma. All these speakers spoke very well and gave their valuable experience and valuable tips on the COVID-19 for giving and sharing their experience in prevention of COVID-19 and role of physiotherapy in COVID-19. So everyone who attained this webinar at least follow the steps of prevention told by our speakers against the COVID-19. The take-home message from our speakers and from my side also, number one is stay home. Second is maintain social distancing. Third is maintain self-hygiene as well as family. And fourth, the most important message, use mask if necessary to go outside. इन सारी चीजों को एक बार मैं हिंदी में बताऊंगा. स्टे होम, घर पे रहे. जितना आप घर पे रहेंगे कोरोना आपसे उतना ही दूर है. आप बाहर निकलेंगे कोरोना आपसे उतना ही करीब आएगा. मेंटेन सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग. सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग मेंटेन करने की ऐसी क्या जाती है में कि आप पेशेंट के या आप किसी भी सस्पेक्ट के जितने क्लोज कॉन्टैक्ट में रहेंगे उतनी ज्यादा प्रोबेबिलिटी रहेगी आपको कोरोना के इन्फेक्ट होने. ठीक है, तो सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग मेंटेन करना. थर्ड पॉइंट जो है मेंटेन सेल्फ हाइजीन एंड फैमिली हाइजीन. अगर आप किसी काम से बाहर निकलते हैं तो घर आने के बाद सेल्फ हाइजीन करना बहुत जरूरी है, क्योंकि अगर आप बाहर गए हैं यू नेवर नो कि आप किसी इन्फेक्टेड पर्सन से या इन्फेक्टेड सरफेस के कांटेक्ट में आए हो. तो इट्स बेटर कि आप किसी बाहर से लौटते हैं तो अपनी सेल्फ हाइजीन करें. साथ ही साथ अगर कोई घर का सदस्य बाहर जा रहा है तो उसको भी इस बारे में बताएं कि सेल्फ हाइजीन कितनी जरूरी है. साबुन से अच्छे से कम 20 सेकंड तक हाथों को रब करके धोएं. कोशिश करें कि ना ही जाना हो, लेकिन अगर जाते हैं तो बाहर आने के बाद साबुन से अच्छे से हाथों को धोएं. पैरों को धोएं. चप्पल पहन के बाहर जाना अवॉइड करें. बाहर जाना अगर नेसेसिटी है तो ट्राई टू वियर शूज. डोंट वियर फ्लोटर्स और स्लीपर्स. साथ ही साथ मास्क का यूज करें जब बाहर जा रहे हैं, क्योंकि मास्क एक बहुत ही बड़ा प्रोटेक्शन लेयर है आपका. और एक लास्ट में एक लाइन में आप सभी से कहना चाहूंगा, वी विल फाइट टुगेदर टू अगेंस्ट कोरोना वायरस बाय स्टेइंग. हम सभी एक साथ कोरोना से लड़ सकते हैं. उसको दूर करने के लिए घर में रहें. जब हम सभी घर में रहेंगे तो कोरोना नहीं करेगा. तो इसी टेक अवे मैसेज के साथ मैं यहीं पे फिनिश करता हूँ. थैंक यू ऑल. इफ यू हैव एनी क्वेश्चन देन यू आस्क. All participants, any question?
I think there is a question from Dr. Mrityunjay for Nati sir. I think Nati sir meeting leave कर चुके हैं. तो hello.
So we are closing. Now,
Prabhat sir.
Yes.
Sir, can you answer please, sir? From question is from Dr. Mrityunjay.
How is the development during this COVID-19 pandemic is different from SARS and MERS? See, we can't differentiate the vaccine. It is because the nature of the it depends upon the nature of the virus. It is depending upon the structure of the virus. So, as per the structure of the virus, and reports are there that and there are nearly 17 to 18 strains of this COVID-19 virus. That's why it is time to prepare the vaccination. And it will, as per the experts report and everything, it is said that within 12 to 18 months, the trial will be over, and then it will come for the general public for the treatment as per the treatment purpose approved by all the agencies. So it will take some time, and it depends totally on the structure and nature of the virus.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I think now there is no any question. Now the time 8 to leave the session. Thank you so much, everyone, and thank you so much, Prabhat sir, Narcis sir.
Thank you.
और जैसा हम लोग जानते हैं कि आज का वेबिनार बहुत रहा, कृष्णानंद शर्मा सर, प्रभात सर, नाटिस सर, मनीष सर, सबके सभी अपने अपने क्षेत्र में ये लोग लीजेंड है आज के डेट में, और उनका सुनना इनको हमारे लिए बहुत एक सौभाग्य की बात है. नाउ थैंक यू सो मच अगेन सर, प्रभात सर एंड शर्मा सर. नाउ जब मीटिंग पे सर यहीं पे एंड करने जा रहा हूँ. थैंक यू एवरीवन.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.